So we're going to first start by looking at the periodic table and making sure we understand the periodic table. So in the periodic table, the main things that we're going to look at here are the atomic number, so that number up top here. Okay, so the atomic number for magnesium happens to be 12. And there's also a number below that is its atomic mass units. So in this case here, magnesium has atomic mass unit of 24.305. So that number is the one that we're actually more interested in. That's the one we're going to use for our calculations. So what does that atomic mass number mean? Okay, our one atomic mass unit weighs 1.6605 times 10 to the negative 24 grams. Now that's really small and it's actually not very practical to use. So it's really easier to look at atomic mass units as one atomic mass unit times 1 mole, or for 1 mole of any particular substance equals 1 gram, or in 1 mole is going to be 6.023 times 10 to 23 atoms. So if we take that and we divide it by that number, we're going to get these are actually reciprocals of each other. So one is times and one is divide. So it looks like this: one atomic mass unit times 1 mole of that substance equals 1 gram, or more useful to us will be when we look at atomic mass unit in terms of that atomic mass units in the periodic table. So for example, I take a look at magnesium, and magnesium is 24.305 atomic mass units. So to use the atomic mass units, we're just going to say the X is 20, I forgot what that number was again, it was 24.305. 24.305, that's the number of atomic mass units, and that then represents 24.305 grams of magnesium for 1 mole of magnesium, because that's the atomic mass number for the magnesium element. Okay, so this is going to be more useful to us. We're going to use that number not as the atomic mass units, but the number of grams for 1 mole of the substance. So a couple of numbers in here, that 6.02 times 10 to 23, that represents 1 mole. So that number of atoms represents 1 mole. So that number of molecules or atoms is 1 mole. And that number is called Avogadros number, okay, or Avogadros constant. And like I said, if we divide 1 gram by that number, we get 1.6605 times 10 to the negative 4 grams. So that's how that the Avogadros constant and that number here are related. Okay, so how do we go about doing conversions then? So the key to conversions are that we need to know your units. That's really key. We need to make sure we understand our units and know if our units are in the numerator or denominator. And we're just going to use this simple idea of times on top, divide on bottom. And that, if we keep track of our units, we can keep track of which units cancel out and which units we end up with.